The Chinese entertainment industry has been left in shock after the tragic death of rising actor and model Jin Ze. For weeks, rumors, speculation, and unanswered questions circulated across social media platforms, leaving fans desperate for clarity. Now, as new information slowly emerges, the truth behind the heartbreaking incident is beginning to come into focus. What has shocked many people is not only the loss itself but also the prolonged silence maintained by his family during the most difficult period of their lives. When news of Jin Ze's passing first surfaced, disbelief spread rapidly among fans throughout Asia and beyond. Many supporters refused to accept the reports, hoping that the information was inaccurate or exaggerated. Unfortunately, official confirmation soon followed, turning hope into sorrow. Tributes flooded the internet as fans shared memories, photographs, and messages expressing their grief over the loss of a young talent whose career appeared full of promise. In the days that followed, however, another mystery emerged. While colleagues, agencies, and fans publicly expressed condolences, Jin Ze's family remained almost completely silent. Their absence from public discussions led many observers to wonder why they chose not to address the growing speculation surrounding his death. Some interpreted the silence as a desire for privacy, while others believed there might be deeper reasons behind their decision. As online conversations intensified, countless theories began circulating. Social media users analyzed every detail, searching for clues that might explain the circumstances surrounding the tragedy. Unfortunately, the rapid spread of unverified information created confusion rather than understanding. Rumors multiplied, and many of them lacked credible evidence. This environment placed additional pressure on those closest to Jin Ze, particularly his grieving family. According to individuals familiar with the situation, the family was overwhelmed by the sudden attention generated by the tragedy. The emotional impact of losing a loved one was already devastating, and the intense media spotlight made the situation even more difficult. Friends close to the family later revealed that their primary concern was protecting their privacy while processing an unimaginable loss. For many families affected by public tragedies, silence is not an attempt to hide information. Instead, it can be a form of emotional survival. In Jin Ze's case, sources suggest that his relatives needed time to understand what had happened before speaking publicly. They feared that any premature statement might be misinterpreted or distorted online, potentially creating even more pain for everyone involved. As weeks passed, more reliable accounts began to emerge. People who knew Jin Ze personally described him as hardworking, kind-hearted, and deeply committed to his career, behind the smiles seen in public appearances. However, he reportedly faced significant pressures associated with life in the entertainment industry. Like many young performers, he carried expectations from fans, agencies, and professional commitments that demanded constant dedication. The entertainment world often appears glamorous from the outside, but those working within it frequently face immense challenges. Long filming schedules, public scrutiny, online criticism, and the constant pressure to maintain a perfect image can take a significant emotional toll. While fans see the finished performances, they rarely witness the exhaustion and stress that occur behind the scenes. Friends recalled that Jin Ze was known for maintaining a positive attitude even during difficult periods. He often prioritized the needs of others and rarely spoke openly about his personal struggles. This tendency made it difficult for some people around him to recognize the full extent of the challenges he might have been facing internally. As more details became available, attention shifted away from speculation and toward understanding the human story behind the tragedy. Those close to the actor emphasized that he was much more than a public figure. He was a son, a friend, a colleague, and a loved one whose absence created a profound void in the lives of those who knew him personally. One family acquaintance explained that the relatives initially avoided public statements because they feared becoming targets of online harassment. In recent years, social media has often transformed private grief into public debate. Families dealing with loss frequently find themselves answering intrusive questions while struggling to cope emotionally. Jin Ze's relatives reportedly wanted to avoid such circumstances. Another important factor was the spread of misinformation. During the early stages of the tragedy, numerous online accounts published conflicting narratives regarding the cause and circumstances of his death. Some stories were entirely fabricated, while others relied on incomplete information. The family worried that engaging publicly could unintentionally fuel additional speculation. The emotional burden became even heavier as fans demanded answers. Although these requests often came from genuine concern and affection, the constant attention created immense pressure. Every silence was interpreted as a clue. Every delay generated new theories. For grieving relatives, this environment made public communication extremely challenging. Eventually, people close to the family began sharing a clearer picture of their experience. They explained that the silence was never intended to create mystery. Instead, it reflected a deliberate effort to protect both Jinzi's memory and the emotional well-being of those left behind. Speaking too soon, they believed, could have caused additional harm. As discussions continued, many fans started expressing understanding rather than frustration. They recognized that public figures may belong to the entertainment industry, but their families do not. The relatives were not celebrities seeking attention. They were ordinary individuals facing extraordinary grief under intense public scrutiny. The gradual release of information helped reduce speculation. While some questions remained private, a broader understanding emerged regarding the circumstances surrounding the family's silence. Rather than concealing secrets, they were navigating an emotionally devastating period while attempting to maintain dignity and respect for their loved one. Industry professionals also spoke about the importance of allowing families time to mourn. Several actors and entertainers shared personal experiences involving loss and public attention. They noted that grief does not follow a schedule and that demands for immediate explanations often overlook the emotional realities faced by survivors. The tragedy has also reignited conversations about mental health and emotional well-being within the entertainment industry. Experts emphasize that performers frequently experience pressures that remain invisible to audiences. Success, fame, and popularity do not eliminate personal struggles. In some cases,